Have you ever sat down at a restaurant in an English-speaking country and suddenly realized you don't know how to order, ask for a table, or even understand the menu?
Don't worry, we've all been there. But today, we'll make sure that next time, you're the one confidently ordering like a pro. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another great lesson here on the English Learning Podcast. I'm Sarah, and I'm so glad you're here with us today. Whether you're listening during your commute, relaxing at home, or maybe even while cooking something delicious, we're super excited to have you join us. Today's episode is going to be really fun, especially if you've ever found yourself in one of those, wait, how do I say this in English moments at a restaurant? Yep, we've all been there, looking at the menu like it's a secret code. But don't worry, because in today's lesson, we'll walk you through exactly what to say, how to say it confidently, and even throw in a few bonus tips that'll make you sound like a local. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and let's dive right in.
And I'm John. In today's episode, we're taking you out to eat, not literally of course, but through a super fun and practical English lesson that's all about dining at a restaurant. You know, that moment when you're sitting at the table, the waiter hands you the menu, and suddenly every word on it feels like advanced level grammar? Yeah, we've all been there. Whether you're traveling, living abroad, or just want to brush up on your English restaurant skills, this episode's packed with real-life phrases and tips that'll help you sound smooth, confident, and totally in control. No more awkward silences or pointing randomly at the menu hoping for the best. We've got you covered.
You'll learn how to ask for a table, understand the menu without panicking, talk to the server politely and clearly, and of course, how to pay the bill like a total pro. We're covering everything you need to feel confident and relaxed when eating out in English. No more guessing, no more awkward pointing, or just saying, same as him. We've all been there, right? Today's lesson is packed with phrases, pronunciation tips, and real-world examples that you can actually use, not just textbook stuff. So if you've ever avoided eating out while traveling just because you weren't sure what to say, don't worry. After this episode, you'll walk into any restaurant feeling like you own the place.
All right, let's start things off with some super useful words and expressions from today's dialogue. Trust me, you're going to hear these a lot whenever you go out to eat. These are the kind of phrases that can totally save you from those awkward moments when the server is waiting and you're just sitting there like, water? Yeah, we've all been there. So before we jump into the full conversation, I want to make sure you're comfortable with the key vocabulary, the kind of words that make you sound natural, polite, and confident. Don't worry, we'll break everything down in a fun and easy way. No pressure, no boring grammar drills, I promise. Let's do this.
All right, first up, let's talk about a word you definitely don't want to experience in real life: food poisoning. Trust me, it's not something you want to go through. It happens when you eat something that's gone bad or wasn't cooked properly, and, well, your stomach completely regrets it afterward. We're talking nausea, cramps, maybe even a full-on race to the bathroom. I know, not the most glamorous way to start a lesson, but hey, it's useful. You might hear this phrase while someone's telling a travel story or warning you about a sketchy restaurant. So yeah, food poisoning, two simple words, but definitely a situation you want to avoid. Let's hope the only thing you're getting from your next meal is deliciousness.
Yeah, exactly. So if someone says something like, I got food poisoning from that restaurant, what they really mean is, the food made them sick, like seriously sick. It's not just, oh, I didn't like the taste. It's more like, my stomach started a rebellion and I lost the battle. You'll hear this phrase a lot in casual conversations, especially when people are talking about a bad food experience or warning you to stay away from a certain place. And trust me, when someone says they got food poisoning, you instantly know it was not a good time. So yeah, useful phrase to recognize, and even more useful to avoid experiencing in real life.
All right, next up, the word allergic. This one's really important, especially when you're eating out in a new place. If you're allergic to a certain type of food, that means your body reacts badly, sometimes even seriously, if you eat it. We're not just talking about not liking the taste, we're talking about actual health risks. For example, if someone says, "I'm allergic to peanuts," that doesn't mean peanuts aren't my favorite. It means if I eat one, I might end up in the hospital. Same goes for sentences like, "She's allergic to seafood." That could mean a swollen face, trouble breathing, you name it. Oh, so yeah, this is a word you want to take seriously. And honestly, it's also a great one to know how to say clearly, especially when you're ordering food abroad. Because the last thing you want on vacation is an allergic reaction from mystery sauce on your noodles. Always better to be safe than sorry.
All right, let's break down some of those super useful phrases you just heard in the dialogue, because trust me, they pop up all the time in real conversations, especially when you're eating out. First up, we've got checkout. No, not like checking out of a hotel. I mean when you go try something new, like let's check out that new pizza place around the corner. It's casual, fun, and you'll hear it from friends whenever they're excited to try something, whether it's food, a movie, or even a new app. Super versatile. Next up is bistro. Fancy word, right? But it actually refers to a small, cozy restaurant, often French style, that serves simple, yummy food. You'll sound like a total local if you say, "There's this great little bistro on Main Street." People might think you know your food spots really well. Bonus points for sounding classy. Now, here's a fun one, not all that crazy about. This is a very polite way of saying, I don't really like it. Like, I'm not all that crazy about sushi. You're not being rude, just honest in a super chill way. Perfect for those moments when you're trying to keep the peace at dinner with friends who love something you secretly don't. Then we have tasty. It's such a simple word, but man, it's useful. If something tastes really good, just say, "This burger is so tasty." It's casual, upbeat, and works in almost every food situation. It's basically the food compliment that never goes out of style. And finally, one of my personal favorites, in the mood for. This one's great when you're deciding what to eat or do. Like, I'm in the mood for something sweet, or I'm in the mood for tacos tonight. It's the perfect way to express your cravings. And let's be honest, we all get food moods, right? So yeah, these phrases aren't just useful, they'll help you sound natural, friendly, and confident the next time you're talking about food in English. Let's keep going.
All right, so in the dialogue, you probably noticed people making suggestions, and that's so common when you're talking about restaurants or food. I mean, let's be honest, who doesn't love giving recommendations like they're a full-time food critic? You'll hear things like, "Do you have any suggestions?" which is a super polite and useful way to ask the server or a friend what they think you should try. It's perfect when you're staring at the menu and everything sounds either amazing or completely unfamiliar. You know that moment, right? Then there's, "I'd recommend giving it a try." That's a classic. It's not pushy, just friendly. Like when your friend says, "I know it looks weird, but trust me, you've got to try this." People use it when they really like something and think you will too. And it always sounds more convincing than just, "It's good." And one of my favorites, "You've got to give them a try." It's that excited, enthusiastic tone, like someone's hyping up their favorite dish and you have to experience it. Usually said with a sparkle in their eyes and maybe a little pressure, like, if you don't try these dumplings, you're missing out on life. So yeah, all of these suggestion phrases are not only practical, they help you sound warm, social, and open to new experiences. And honestly, they're just super handy when you're trying to be polite, but also make a decision before the server comes back for the third time.
And hey, did you catch the pronunciation in those suggestions? This is where things get really fun. So instead of clearly saying, I would recommend, like in a textbook, native speakers usually shorten it to, I'd recommend. Quick, smooth, and totally natural. You'll almost never hear someone say the full version unless they're trying to sound super formal or dramatic. Like, I would recommend the duck confit with a side of philosophical reflection.
Yeah, not your average dinner convo.
And same goes for you gotta give it a try. Now, technically, that comes from you have got to give it a try, but nobody has time to say all that in everyday conversation. Native speakers just drop it down to you gotta because it's faster, friendlier, and honestly, it just sounds better. Like, you gotta try these tacos has way more energy than the stiff, robotic version. So whenever you're practicing or speaking, keep your ears open for how things really sound in natural English. It's those little contractions and relaxed phrases that make you blend in and sound fluent. And don't stress if you don't get it perfect the first time. Just practice with us, have fun, and soon you'll be gonna and gotta ing like a native.
All right, now let's walk you through the full restaurant experience in English, step by step, just like you're actually there. Whether you're traveling abroad, meeting friends, or just practicing for fun, these phrases will totally come in handy and make you feel way more confident. Step 1, asking for a table. So, first things first, you walk into the restaurant and need a seat. Simple phrases like, a table for 2, please, are super common. It's short, polite, and gets the job done. If it's a busy place, you might also hear, do you have a reservation? And trust me, if you don't, you'll feel that mini heart attack moment when they check the list. But hey, even if you don't have one, just smile and say, no, but is there any availability? And you're good. Step 2, reading the menu. Now you're seated and the server hands you a menu. And here comes the real challenge. Sometimes the names of dishes sound like they were written in a secret code. Don't be shy. You can ask questions like, what's in this dish? Or is it spicy? Trust me, asking is way better than being surprised by a mouthful of fire. And if you're picky or allergic, phrases like, can I have it without onions, are super helpful. Just say it kindly, and most restaurants will be happy to adjust it. Step 3, ordering food. Once you've decided what you want, after changing your mind 5 times, of course, it's time to order. A nice way to say it is, all has the grilled chicken, please. Or you could say, can I get a glass of water? Simple, polite, and friendly. No need to overthink it. Step 4, talking during the meal. Now you're eating. Yum! But maybe you need something. You can wave down the server, politely, and say things like, could we get some more napkins? Or maybe just let them know you're happy by saying, everything's great, thank you. It's always nice to show appreciation, and it might just earn you an extra cookie. Step 5, asking for the bill and paying. Finally, you're full and happy. Now it's time to pay. You can say, could we have the bill, please? Or can we split the check if you're with friends? That one's especially useful if you don't want to get stuck paying for someone's 3-course lobster meal when you just had soup. So there you go, a full restaurant experience in English, step by step, with all the real phrases you need. No awkward moments, no guessing games, just confident, clear communication.
All right, so after you eat out, whether it's a fancy restaurant or just your favorite local spot, it's actually super helpful to take a moment and reflect on the experience. I know it sounds a little teacher-y, but trust me, it works. Ask yourself, did you understand the menu? Were there any parts that confused you? Maybe there was a word or dish you didn't recognize and just kind of smiled and nodded? We've all done that. Then think, were you able to ask questions? Did you manage to say things like, "Can I get this without cheese?" Or "What's the special today?" If yes, awesome, that's a win. And if not, no stress at all. Now you know exactly what to practice for next time. Even reflecting on little things helps, like, did the server understand you? Were you able to respond when they asked, "Still working on that?" Or "Would you like dessert?" Those quick questions can catch you off guard if you're not used to hearing them. So yeah, just mentally rewind the meal. Not just the food, but the communication too. That way, every restaurant visit becomes a mini practice session. You'll be amazed how fast you improve when you build this little habit in.
And hey, even if you made a few mistakes along the way, that's totally okay. Seriously, it's all part of the learning process. No one speaks perfectly all the time, not even native speakers. Every single time you use English out in the real world, whether it's at a restaurant, at the airport, or just ordering coffee, you're getting better. Little by little, your brain is getting more comfortable and your confidence is growing. Think about it. The first time you try to say, "Can I get this without onions?" it might feel awkward or slow. But the second or third time, you'll be saying it like a pro. Even if you forget a word or mess up the grammar a bit, it's totally fine. The most important thing is that you tried, and that is something to be proud of. So be kind to yourself. Laugh off the small mistakes, and remember that every attempt is a step forward. You're not just learning English, you're living it. And that makes all the difference.
All right, so now we want to hear from you. Yep, that's right. Have you ever had a funny or challenging experience at a restaurant? Maybe you accidentally ordered something you didn't mean to, or mispronounced a dish and ended up with something totally unexpected. Or maybe you were trying to be polite and said yes without knowing what you agreed to, and then spent the rest of the meal trying to smile through it. And hey, if you have a food poisoning story, yikes, but please share. We've all had those never eating there again moments, and honestly, they make for great stories later. Whether it was confusing menus, tricky accents, or a waiter who spoke way too fast, we want to hear it all. Drop us a message, a voice note, or even tag us on social media with your story. It could be hilarious, embarrassing, or even a proud moment when you nailed that perfect sentence and felt like a total English-speaking champ. Your real-life stories are what make this podcast feel like a community, so don't be shy.
Or, hey, maybe you had the opposite experience. Maybe you tried ordering something in English for the first time and it actually went amazing. Like you walked up, asked for your meal, understood everything the server said, and walked away feeling like an absolute rock star. That feeling when the waiter nods, smiles, and brings you exactly what you wanted? Chef's kiss. Honestly, those little wins are worth celebrating. Whether it was just saying, "I'd like a coffee, please," or navigating a full menu and asking questions like a pro, we want to hear it. Maybe it happened while traveling, or maybe at an English-themed cafe in your own city. Doesn't matter. What does matter is that you tried, you communicated, and you succeeded. So go ahead, tell us in the comments. Share your proudest restaurant moment, your funniest English mix-up, or just let us know how it felt to use your language skills in real life. We love hearing your stories, and who knows, maybe we'll even read a few in a future episode.
And hey, don't forget to follow, subscribe, and share this podcast with your friends who are also learning English. Whether they're just starting out or already ordering 5-course meals in perfect English. This episode can really help them build confidence, learn new phrases, and maybe even avoid a food mishap or two. Plus, sharing is caring, and who doesn't love being the friend who always recommends cool stuff? So hit that follow button, drop us a review if you're feeling kind, and send this to someone who could use a little boost before their next dinner out. Let's help each other grow one delicious English lesson at a time.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Seriously, it's always such a pleasure to have you with us. We really hope today's episode helped you feel more prepared and excited for your next dining experience. Whether it's a cozy cafe, a fancy bistro, or just your favorite takeout spot, you'll be ready to order like a total pro. No more panicking over the menu or awkward silence when the server asks, "What would you like?" You've now got the vocabulary, the phrases, and even the pronunciation tips to help you feel confident, clear, and calm, even if you're super hungry while doing it. So go out there, enjoy your food, and show off your new English skills. Just maybe skip the food poisoning part, okay? We'll see you next time with more fun, real-life English you can actually use. Until then, happy eating!
And that's a wrap for today's tasty episode. Whether you're heading out to a fancy dinner, grabbing lunch with friends, or just practicing your English in front of the mirror while pretending to be at a restaurant, hey, no judgment. We're proud of you for taking this step. Remember, learning English isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, trying, and laughing at yourself along the way. So keep listening, keep practicing, and most importantly, keep enjoying the process. We'll catch you next time right here on the English Learning Podcast. Take care, stay curious, and maybe treat yourself to a snack. You've earned it.
da 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 da